Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome. For those that this is their first time, it is my first time too, but my name's Edward Andrade. I am a drill alumni. I was a part of the Tom Clark Centurion Guard. I have multiple national titles. I have solo titles. I have state tandem title. My drill experience is my drill resume is more than enough to be out there. Granted, is it maybe current, maybe not so much, but the world of drill has always been something that's been in my life for all these years. And to date myself a little bit, my freshman year, for maybe a few of y'all that may be listening, may not even been around at this time, but my freshman year was 2007. So hopefully that doesn't age me too much for y'all. I have been, like I said, I've been in the drill world for some time, not as a soloist, but as an outside observer. Drill has always been something that's been a big part of my life, and I thought it was time to take the next step and try to make this thing even bigger than what it is already. Things a little bit more about myself other than drill. I have a son who's a part of the Silver Knights drill team in Sotomayor High School. I help coach his team. They recently just took third overall at nationals for their first time ever competing. I have a younger son who is 12 and he plays football, and I love golf, rock, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, whatever it is. I love to play golf. Rams is my football team, and gotta love those Spurs, baby. Right now the Spurs are in the finals. They're about to go into game 5 back in San Antonio. So let's hope go Spurs go, right? But enough of me. Some of the things I want to talk about first is why drill plays such a big role. And not just to me, but I'm sure it plays to a lot of you all in y'all's lives too. And even to this day, I left the drill world back in 2011 when I was a senior and the commander of my team. And all those years ago, it still has left such a big impact in me. And it's always been something that I've thought of is how is this piece of my life that was so short, it have such a big impact? And honestly, I think it's just from all the lessons it's taught me. It's carried with me over into my personal life, into my professional life. I even find myself to this day still walking next to somebody and trying to get into step. And that's not just from the military side of me. That was before, and even in the drill side of me too. And it has been an eye-opening experience to see how strong and how big this world has gotten, and just to be able to be a small piece of it to try to make this thing bigger makes it that much more worth a while for me. So it plays a big part. And I would hope that if you are listening, if you're taking the time to have the faith in me to think, you know what, maybe this guy knows a thing or two, I can show you why it can be a big role in yours as well. Drill has taught me so many things, not just how to be a competitor, but how to be an upstanding citizen, how to just install that discipline, how to be forefront and really challenging myself, because there are so many things out there now in drill where it takes so much of you. And even now at my age now, I still have a weapon at home. Well, quote unquote weapon, because I kind of share it with my oldest, but I'll get outside and I'll be trying to be doing these triples. Just the other day I went outside and I was trying to do a triple one-handed or a triple left, whatever you call them now. But just trying to do a triple one-handed, and it took so much of my body, so much of my strength to try to be able to do this thing. And I felt my body ache. I'm like, oh, man, like I'm definitely out of it. But I remember back in my younger years, I was able to do these things no problem. And it just teaches you how to be dedicated to your craft, how to be the next best thing, to always strive to be the best, always wanting to be the better version of yourself. And that's why I think this thing's important. That's why I want not just this to get this out there. If anybody is willing to take a gander and be open-minded to it, I would hope that what you get from this is everything you can apply forward and want to make yourself, your team, and just overall a better competitor in drill. And that's what I want, is that once you become the competitor, once you become like, I know what I'm doing here, you automatically want to keep going, keep driving, keep pushing. You always want that next thing. And there's no better feeling than walking across that stage, getting your placement, whatever place it is, because it's a feeling. Once you get on that stage, and even if you get a 5th place somewhere, right, you get recognized, you get to go up and walk, because not every team gets to walk with everything. every team gets to walk away with a trophy at the end of the year. But the moment you get a taste, the moment it touches your tongue and your name's called, automatically there's a fire that's lit under you and you itch and you beg for that feeling again. And then you spend all next year chasing that feeling. That's the feeling that I hold in my heart, and that's the feeling that I've learned to install in my kids, i.e. the drill team, to get them to understand is that once you get that taste, once you get that little bit of that little flavor in your mouth, that's when you know, I want more, I need more of this. So I hope that with everything that we learn together, we can figure that out. And maybe you can start understanding it too from a different point of view. So that brings me to my next thing, is the state of drill today. Right? We kind of already talked about the things that I think drill teaches, leadership, discipline, confidence, teamwork, resilience. It teaches all of those things. And, drill is much bigger than just trophies and rankings. It is a much bigger thing. But you also got to think about it too, right? There's Lord knows how many ROTC units, JROTC units in this nation, right? I can't even think of the amount that are here in Texas because that's where I'm based out in San Antonio here. But you have the Brandeis, you have Reagan, you have Roosevelt, you have Sotomayor, you have Harlan, you have Brennan, you have Stevens, you have Clark, you have all these schools with so much history, with so much drill history, and that's just here in one city. And that's not all of them either. And, you're not Churchill, MacArthur, there's so many of these other JROTCs that are out there that may haven't sprouted out back yet again, or maybe they've kind of gone into a state of kind of holding themselves again. Maybe they don't want to drill back. Maybe they have new instructors. Time changes everything. It is such a wide range thing, and so few schools are involved that there should be much more than what's expected. There's plenty of individual drillers that come out to the nationals every year in hopes that they just walk and they're just the individual. What about those teams behind them? What are those teams doing? I want to know what those teams are. I want to know what those guys are doing. And that's why I want this thing. That's why the state of drill is so important, because with all the growth today and all the activity comes the recognition, and we have a national competition that puts certain schools all over the map, and everybody looks forward to them every year. Because let's call it for what it is. Everybody knows that once Brandeis the Nighthawks come out onto the stage, everybody's like, oh, when's the schedule? Oh man, okay, we gotta go see him. Or they see the Patriot Guard, and they're like, oh my God, Patriot Guard, Flower Bluff, the Hawaiian team, everybody recognizes these teams. They're like, oh my God, but what about those other ones out there? The ones that are trying to get out there, the ones that are trying to get better. I want to know those. I want to know what y'all are doing. What are y'all doing different? What are y'all doing to improve? What are you doing to get your names out there? Maybe not nationally, maybe locally, because everybody has to crawl before they run, right? But I want to know your names, whoever you are. I want to know your school's name, whether it's your instructor, alumni, you're a current cadet. I want to get to know them, and I want to get to know you, and I want to put you all on the map, at least try to. Like I said, this is such a big yet small community, and there's Central Catholic. They have alumni that reach back all the way up until World War II, and they have such a history within their unit, and they go back to all these centuries ago, and they have a competition, and they have their alumni helping out. And some of these guys are old gentlemen. Some of these guys are in their 60s or older helping out this comp because they're that dedicated to this, because guess what? They believe in this field. They believe in the world of drill, just like you and I do. And that's what I want for this thing. This thing should be put on a much bigger map than what it is, with the complexity and the evolution of routines and the styles that have changed so much from when I was in. Because for an example, when I was in, it was a lot of static movement. It was a lot of, you're kind of in place. You throw your doubles, your triples, and whatever, and you face and you go and you do small hand-to-hand movements that are interesting to the eye, but they are simple to the known driller. But it looks good, right? Because it's all in sync. It's all one. That's how I install my team. I show them a lot of that older style drill because the routines I see now are out of this world. You know, you have different formations, you have all this flow, you have like these styles of flow and monkey, and they toss up, they do windmills, and you know, they're tossing behind the backs, and they have this flow of a movement versus when I was in, it was nothing like that. And it just shows how much this thing is going, how fast this thing is progressing, and the evolution of where it's going. And that's why it's an exciting time right now. It is exciting to get involved. It is exciting to be out there now. It's time that your voices are heard. And that's where I would like to come in. I want to be able to, like I mentioned, I want to get your stories out there. I want you to know that you have a voice that's willing to put it out there, that's willing to put it on the map. I want this thing out there just as bad as most of y'all, and I hope we can join each other and make this thing happen, because I can assure you, the more work that we do to get drill out there, the bigger this thing can be, because we are already a tight community. Drill is a sport. I don't care who says what. You know, I know you probably have, like, I know when I was in school, we had an issue with the baseball team because these guys are like, oh, y'all aren't a sport. Y'all aren't blah, 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 this and that. Well, I mean, it is. I mean, not to downgrade what cheerleading is, but cheerleading's a sport, and they're more of a sport because, I mean, ESPN considers them because they play on the Ocho. And if we have cheerleading on the Ocho, why can't that be us and the Nationals or another nationally recognized competition, and be able to put us out there like that, put us on a platform to the world and see that? Because I can guarantee you the Ocho is so crazy because they have cheerleading. I mean, they have professional rock skipping. They have like ball roof dropping. Like, it is some crazy stuff on there. If you haven't seen it, I promise go check it out. It's out there. Tag is now a sport where they now have a obstacle course in a ring, and two guys are literally going through obstacles to tag each other, like what we were doing when we were in elementary school, trying to make sure that we tag the other person. That's what it is now. Why can't that be drill? Why can't drill be on that kind of platform? And it should be. So I guess that transitioned into what my goals are for this thing. And I guess it comes down to basically, what do I want out of this thing? And you should also be asking yourself, well, what should you be gaining from it? Well, one of the things I definitely want out of this thing is I want to be able to talk to you. I want to talk to you, the individual, the team, instructors, whoever, all pro drillers, past, present. I want to talk to the ROTC kids that are enrolled. I want to talk to military members that did this thing and see how their experiences in JROTC helped them progress their career. Because just like me, I served 4 years in the Marine Corps, and drill was a huge piece of that, because drill showed me how to study for knowledge. It already showed me basic drill movements, and I was already disciplined and accustomed to this kind of environment. And I mean, I went from Air Force ROTC to Marine Corps, but two black and white, very different branches, but nonetheless, it still taught me so much, and it made me that much better of a Marine because I promoted faster in the ranks. I made E5 in an E5 in my 4 years, which at the time when I was in was a very hard thing to do. But like I said, drill showed me how to study. Drill showed me how to be an upstanding cadet, which ultimately made me an upstanding Marine. And it's the lessons that we all learn. And that's why I want to hear your stories. All the good, the bad, the ugly. I want to hear it all, however funny it is, however heart-throbbing, however the heartaches, the ups, the downs, the positives, all of the pain that maybe you went through in a year just to be able to get to another. I want those stories. And of course, I'm going to tell mine along the way as we start to make this thing big. But I want to get these pro drillers out there. I'm no pro driller anymore. Consider me more of a spectator of drill now. I mean, I could still do it, but as good as I was back then, maybe not so much. But I want to get these guys on here. I want to get to know what they do on a more personal level. That way you hear not just from me, but from them. I need to contact them first, but who's to say I can't grab a Adam Jupe or a Matt Windling or Trey Davison, whoever, and get these guys on here and talk to them and ask them what they did back then and what they're doing now and how drills made them a better individual and so on and so forth. And you should hear their stories. I mean, maybe even some of the cadets that they coach now, maybe they don't get to tell it. Maybe they don't have quite a platform to be able to tell their stories. And I want to be sure that their stories are told, that they're remembered. One of the biggest things that I tell my kids right before they go on to exhibition, right before we go on to an actual meet, but especially before X, is I'll ask them and I'll try to get them in the right headspace. And I'll look at them all. I'll get real loud and motivate with them. I'll tell them all. I'll point up to the sky and I tell them, like, how do you want to be remembered? And they say, champion, sir. I'm like, how do you want to be remembered? They said, champion, sir. I'm like, then let's go make champions. And they get out there and they go kick ass. So this is everything that I want for this. I want to make sure that everybody has a voice. I want to make sure that everybody has a spot where we can all recognize where the true level of drill is. And that's right here with us. Because like I said, this community is only growing stronger and it's only getting bigger. And we all can learn something. Because maybe we can talk about how maybe someone's lacking in how to managing a team. We can talk about that. Maybe there's some coaching ideas they haven't thought of, and maybe we can get out there. Maybe it's like, oh my God, like, okay, like it breaks the day-to-day monotony, and it's like maybe this is the thing that you need to kind of kick the ball rolling again. Just overall new ideas to evolve the sport. Don't count this thing less than what it is. This thing is as big as it is, and we only want to make it that much bigger. If you believe in me, I promise you we can make this thing astronomical, but it starts right here with me and you. So, and it all comes down to this, that most people will never understand what it takes. The hours, the sacrifice, the bruises, the failures, all for a few minutes on a competition floor. This is a world where perfection isn't expected, people. It's demanded. A world of intense formations, razor-sharp movements, thrilling tosses, that leaves crowds speechless. There are a difference between winners and champions here, everybody. A winner practices until they get it right, and a champion practices until they can't get it wrong. But yet, despite all the talent, dedication, passion, drill still remains one of the most overlooked competitive activities in the nation. And like I said, that changes here. This is where your stories are told. This is where legends are remembered. This is where the future of drill is built. Everybody, once again, I'm Edward Andrade, and for the first time ever, I welcome you to the Drill Pad, the voice of the drill community and the home of champions. Everyone, I appreciate you all listening. I hope to hear from you soon. If you want to send me emails on your thoughts, and if you have any questions, concerns, stories, like I said, I want to know it all. Send me an email, th3drillpad. That's th3drillpad@gmail.com. All right, everybody, take care again. I look forward to hearing from you all soon.